What's up, folks? It's Saturday. It's actually the 21st. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just recording from the other computer in the bedroom. Not really have a purpose other than I've noticed I've been using this computer a little bit more recently just because of Netflix and reading, and I've been obsessed with this particular blog by a really incredible chica in Seattle, and I got like 2 years I got to catch up on. And for some reason, this computer I like reading more than the other one. I no idea. Anyways, I thought I would just bring it to you a little bit this afternoon. I had a couple thoughts, and thought I would just share them. That's about it. But as I noticed recording, I want to explain that red stripe that goes across my face, because that's actually part of my thoughts today. That is caused from the machine I wear, at night. And granted, I could wrap a paper towel around it or some gauze or something and probably get rid of the red spot. Why haven't I done that? Honestly, I didn't think about it until this morning, and so I appreciate all the numerous comments of how I should get rid of that red line. And it made me think about some stuff I had talked about this week with some friends and some emails and stuff about the outer man versus the inner man. And women, I don't know if this is for you, but for men, maybe take a listen. I've sunken myself neck deep into writing this book, and at the same time, I find my life around me falling apart or being created, depending on how you look at the equation, and focusing all about the book. And I started watching this TV show, which I commented on Facebook a couple of days back, called Friday Night Lights. Now, I never knew about that show. I've seen some of the movies and gone down that road, but I never watched the show until starting just a few days ago. So I'm still in season 1, and I'm like, I don't know, halfway through it, I guess. And the young man, he's like, 16, 17 years old, gets injured, and he becomes a sort of a high functioning quadriplegic. And that made me rethink a lot of things, like I said on Facebook. Rethinking about my days in rehab and what that was like, and what was I going to be when I got older, and how was this all going to work, and you fast forward it through the years, and you go through all these different seasons of your lives and relationships, and you figure out who you are, and then the season ends and a new season begins, and you have to go refigure out who you are. And I'm amazed that the acting in the show, it's pretty spot on, and I'd like to have been either part of the consultants for that show or whatnot. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll continue to find out how real that young man plays that role. Of course, I do like how all these actors who are supposed to be teenagers look like they're in their late 20s. That just makes me giggle. But anyways, I have been thinking a lot about, back to the subject, about who is Todd and what does the man of Todd look like. And I think I got it figured out. And this is hopefully funny. It's funny to me. My inner man is a blend of 3 people that are, I think, fairly well known. And I took these people because, 1, they're well known, and 2, you can either relate or associate with them. So the first one, of course, is Morris Chestnut. Morris Chestnut is an amazing actor. He really is. He's always, unfortunately, either stuck in TV, maybe that's what he wants, I don't know, or he's just usually into sort of B films. Never really plays the lead in the sort of Hollywood films. I don't know why, but I dig him. And yes, I know he is of color, but honestly, people, with that and the red in my head and the red hair and the skin issues, I'd like to be Morris Chestnut, man. Cocoa butter skin. That would feel great. And it would look delicious. So that's part of the inner man of Todd. The second, of course, and it will always be Trace Adkins. Amazing country singer, and now obviously breaking into the acting world. Represents just amazing strength, and that sort of physical result, or output that for whatever reasons masculinity has been described as. And so that would be my second man. And of course the third person will always be in third, because he sort of represents the embodiment, the sort of substance or style, of sort of showing up. And that, of course, is the Bruce Willis. The Last Action Hero, man. What happened to Sylvester? He got shorter. What happened to, Arnold? He got divorced and decided to do a bunch of weirdness. And he ran for public office. Those three people make up Todd's inner man. Now, sadly, the outer side, yes, riddled with scars, of the battle, and forever compromised, and will continue. And thank God for technology, because as it advances, I become one with medicine, and now I'm, part something out of probably, I don't know, Star Wars or, whatever the other show was. I can't remember at the moment. And that's okay, because thank God we serve a God that could give a rip about what the outside looks like. And I know this post is a little bit long, and I would have to say what I normally say, deal with it. Because I think you guys need to understand something is our identity is not by the result. Or our identity is not by accomplishments. Or how much we physically can lift, or protect, or push. Our identity just comes basically within our relationship with our Heavenly Father. And I'm, one, thankful for that, because if I let the world judge me, it would just not be very great. And I'm not trying to get down on myself. I'm not trying to be self-deprecating. It just is simply what it is. Thank you, E40. And I wanted to share that thought. Remember, folks, if you're struggling out there with worth issues, confidence issues, and I know I do and will continue to, just remember who made you. Because he's absolutely in love with you. And he could care less if you're fat. He could care less if you're disabled. He could care less if something's wrong. In fact, he probably really loves and dotes upon you. Specifically in those places of weakness. Specifically in those places of compromise. Because that's maybe where he can get attention from you. Or maybe that's where you actually listen to him. Now, it's a thought. I just thought I'd leave it with you. So, something I'm thinking about. Something we're working on. Love you guys. Dramatic effect.